going on, everybody? It's your boy, Coach Kels. Just wanted to jump on here and make another video, another episode of Kelly's Corner. I was just making a video. Fire engine sirens went off. It's just wild how every time I'm about to do something that's talking about my dad or something dope is happening, I hear fire engines. But how's everybody doing today? Beautiful Thursday. Enjoy this weather. Kelly Poco under construction. Out here trying to figure out what I want to do. What can I put up to stop these cats? And I don't know if it's raccoons or possums, but they keep ripping down my damn screen. So, but yeah, we out here. Had a long week. Yesterday I had doctor's appointment for my arm. That didn't go well. I want to do a revision. I'm having some nerve damage, but on top of that, she wants to do a carpal tunnel release, which I'm dealing with. I had a cyst on my tailbone, so I couldn't sit. I was in a lot of pain yesterday. So taking that in after being hurt and out of work and not being able to do anything for 2 years, this surgery is going on a year. October 22nd will make a year for my surgery. So I'm out of work 2 years. I can't do anything physical. One, because if I'm seen doing anything physical, I can get in trouble because I'm supposed to be hurt. So do I go running sometimes? Yes. But as far as that, I can't do anything physical. So do I go out a lot? But I'm used to being active. I'm used to being hands-on. So this past 2 years has been rough. I don't really talk about it much because, like most men, we just keep going. But at the same time, I was blessed with a vision for 201 Sports and Project 201, which is my nonprofit for underprivileged youth and sports, but not just underprivileged youth, all youth. So like they say, things don't happen for you, or they happen to you, or whatever the saying is. I don't even know that saying. I'm on like an hour, 2 of sleep. I'm bugging right now because I'm in pain. Let me tell y'all something. If you ever feel a cyst or like a pimple or something on like your lower back tailbone area, go get it checked up right away, because I waited a few days being a stubborn male. It'll get better. It'll go away. It's not that bad. As it kept getting bad. And I'm gonna give everybody a little secret, all you ladies. If your man tells you, it ain't that bad, it's usually that bad. But so I went to my doctor's appointment for my arm, got the bad news. Couldn't really make a decision about what I wanted to do with the hand because I was in so much pain. I really wasn't even trying to hear that. 2 surgeries in one day. So yeah, I'm blessed that my mental's where it's at after all of these years of going through what I've been through. I only have my parents and my family and the people that were around me to thank for that. See, when I talk about my past, I don't intend for everybody to take it personal like everything was bad, When I talk about the bad times, I talk about the bad times. When I talk about the good times, I'm gonna talk about the good times. But I'm gonna talk about what I wanna talk about and bring awareness to, because I know there's people out there that'll never say anything. I know there's people out there that are going through some horrible, horrible thoughts right now, and they will never say anything to you. You think they're fine. I'm good. I'm gonna tell you I'm like that. I'm good. I'm gonna get through it. Now, there is people I talk to, and again, back to my parents, I have to thank them for that, and my aunts and uncles, because even if I couldn't talk to my dad, I would talk to one of my uncles. Even if I couldn't talk to my mom, I would talk to one of my aunts. But I was still able to talk to my parents too. There's just some things you don't feel comfortable about talking to your parents about. There's just some things you don't feel comfortable about talking to adults about. I have a gift with kids and people that they feel comfortable enough to tell me things. So I developed my business and my nonprofit because I want to help people who feel like there's no one there to talk to. I'm in hella pain right now. I ain't taking no pain pills. Mind over matter. Pain is temporary. It sucks. I couldn't imagine somebody dealing with this pain on a daily basis. And the reason it hurts more is because the lower back area is where all your nerves are. On top of me having lower back surgery, I'm sure that's not helping. And I've been standing for a while because I can't sit and I don't want to lay down and do nothing all day. I probably made about 4 15-minute videos already that I erased because I'm still not comfortable with making these videos. I'm still not comfortable with talking on camera, but I force myself to do these type of things because I want you to understand that you can do these type of things. This isn't like me to be on the gram and on the internet, but I had to come out my shell because if I don't speak up and say something, who will, right? And even if I motivate one person to change, that's it, one, I'm good. If I have one kid that looks up to me and says, you know what, I want to go this route because Coach Kells is talking about it. I love that. I work in a jail. I'm able to talk to a lot of people in there, like day to day to day. I'm not an officer who just does my rounds and you know, chills or whatever and doesn't pay no mind. The type of officer I am, I'm talking, I'm asking questions. I wanna know why, what happened. Oh yeah, where you from? Whatever the case may be, to understand more, like, why'd you do that? Like what led to that? You know, anyway, a lot of times in that sense, in the jail area, we don't get the same BS, innocent, we cops. But for me, a lot of times I was able to get to people, and it was just crazy how you see the difference in treating somebody like a regular person who hasn't ever been treated like that, who hasn't had a mother, a father, an adult show them any type of compassion ever in their life. You know how many countless people I heard say, yo, Kel, the streets raised me, I ain't want to be like this. The streets raised me. What do you mean? Mom was a crackhead. I don't know what my dad was. So I was in the streets since a kid, like a baby. I've hung out in the projects, I've seen some ill stuff, but the stories and the stuff that I've seen the few years that I was inside that jail, and the stories that I've heard from other officers that I spoke to, it's sad to see that. So I want to be on the outside working with those kids who don't have a mother, father, or anything. Nobody to look up to, nobody that gives them any guidance, any type of compassion and love, and let them know that you could do that and you can do this. And just, it's crazy to me. I worked in the school system. See, everything happens for a reason. I went from growing up as a kid and you're gonna be a great dad. You're gonna be great with kids. You should have kids. When you're having kids, then I started working with special needs kids with autism. To the point that I was so good at my job, naturally gifted, that I have something that when kids see me, it lights up, right? It lights them up. So this kid, Vincent, he was nonverbal, he was aggressive, and women couldn't handle him. I got the call, and you know what Coach Kell said, don't even worry about it, I got it. Oh yeah, but don't even worry about it, I got it. So when I met the kid, I don't remember if it was right the first meeting that he smiled, but you can tell there was something there. The energy did something for the kid. With that being said, I was still with a first grader, Adrian, who was off the chain. But anyway, with Vincent, they were so scared of him that they asked me if I can sit front row at the 8th grade graduation just so he can see me. I didn't even think about that until now. That what a gift you can have on somebody in that type of environment, in that type of situation, with that type of special needs. That just your presence makes them feel okay. I knew I had a gift and I had a special thing with kids, so I was happy working as a teacher aide in the high school because I thought I could coach and make a little extra money that way and, work my way up. I ended up getting an interview with a behaviorist company. I don't know if that was just a friend of the family thing, like, hey, here, like, try this kid out. But nothing ever came of that. I was gonna work with kids in their home after school, and I was just gonna do that. I wasn't even gonna work in the school no more. I was just a couple hours after school with the kids, And look where I'm at now. It's crazy. It's mind blowing to me. I wouldn't even think about any of this stuff. I'm going from the school system to the jail. Went to the police academy. Learned a lot in the police academy. And then walked into the jail. And it just blew my mind. So anyway, when I got injured and this happened, you can say it was the best thing that has ever happened to me, because if it wasn't for this injury and surgery, 201 Sports and Project 201 probably never would have been born. So when stuff happens at that time, we can't really understand why. Like, I don't understand why my dad died. Like, we bought a house together. He died at 60. Like, 2 months after moving in here, he died. And you're like, that's crazy, yo. You're like, you worked your whole life. You worked your whole life. He retired at 57. You worked your whole life to retire at 57, to finally buy a house for your family and die like two months later. Not even in the hospital, a month later. And then people got the nerve to tell me, and anytime we have an argument, they want to talk, oh, you living in your mother's house. Oh, you waiting for your mother to, oh, this, that. And I can't even believe some of the stuff that comes out of these people's mouth. Like, not, yo, great job for staying and doing what was right. Sticking by your mom's side. What? I see people that as soon as they get the chance, throw their parents in an old folks home, throw their parents here, down the shore, and their parents retire, go away, and you never see them again. You might see them once a year, and you're okay with FaceTime. But when my dad passed away, I said, ain't no way this house is gonna go. I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure I stay and do what I gotta do. So my dad didn't work his whole life for nothing. So to all you naysayers out there that got something to say, it's pretty funny to me that they probably don't even own property. They probably haven't seen their parents in a long time. And I wonder even if their parents are even still around. To those of you, I say, I'm sorry, I apologize. And if you would like to talk, we could talk, because life is precious and you don't know when you're gonna go. I don't know what was going on in the hospital last night, but there was people screaming, all types of stuff. And it just had me thinking, like, even for this cyst, I don't want to go back to a hospital. I don't never want to see a doctor, I want to do what's right for my body, my mind, body, and soul. And those of you who know what happened, October 16th is going to be a year since I was arrested and kicked out of my house by my mother. Do you see where I'm at now? I'm at my house with my mother. And I had to be the bigger man in that situation and understand that I know we're both wrong and we both have things that we're dealing with. But for me, I'm going to tell my story one day about that. But for me, it was just like, I needed that to happen so I can get to where I'm at today. And me and my mom's relationship could get to where it's at today. And shout out to all the family that was involved that didn't just talk their ish and was involved in everything that was going on, because at the end of the day, that's still my mother. And I want to help her. I want to help our relationship. And also, I spoke to her early in the morning today when I got out the hospital and said, listen, I was at a seminar last week, and I think what we've been through can help others. And I also feel like that about a few other people I know in my life. And all the life experiences that you have could help somebody else, instead of just drinking away your pain, masking your pain with whatever it is that you do. It don't gotta be alcohol. It could be gambling. It could be food, comfort food, right? That's what they call it. I catch myself doing that sometimes, like, man, the hell with it, I'm gonna get this. And it's like, we gotta be strong. You gotta be mentally strong. You gotta have people in your corner that are gonna tell you, ew, wake up, cut it out. We gotta do this, X, Y, and Z, boom, 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 let's make it right. We all don't know if we're gonna go to sleep tonight and wake up. You never know. You never know. So with that being said, shout out to everybody that I met over these past 2 years. It's been a blessing. Shout out to the whole Moving Groove. Shout out to Monica Shaw. Shout out to Christopher Jefferson, Mysterious Ways. Shout out to my lady. Shout out to everybody that was around my corner last year, those 3 months. And I'm just standing out here because I'm in pain. I don't even want to go inside and sit down and lay down. I could tell you, having a cyst is bad enough, but having it on your tailbone, it's gotta be the most uncomfortablest position and spot. Not just for it to be, right? But now you gotta think about, they gotta take it out. And that was more embarrassing than anything, right? Like, you gotta be pants bent over, just straight up vulnerable position, right? And on top of being vulnerable, it's painful. He probably shot me up 5, 6, 7 times. It was crazy. I wanted to record it, but I couldn't do it. I was too busy holding on for dear life. But I got a funny story. I'm gonna leave y'all with a funny story about the cyst. So I'm working in a jail, right? I'm on the max tier. I ain't gonna say his name, but I see him walking gingerly. In my head, I'm only a year on the job, and I'm like, is they just doing something in the room? The fuck? So like, hey, yo, you all right? He's like, yeah, man, I got like a pimple or something on my back. I'm like, ooh, I had one of those before. I'm like, it's called a cyst. He was like, oh, a cyst? I'm like, yeah, oh, snap. These flies still out here? So he comes back to me because he got to put it in the kiosk, right? For medical. And he comes back to me. He's like, hey, Kelly, is this how you spell it? And he had assist, like basketball assist, hockey assist. Like, no, not assist. It's a cyst. Oh, that was my funny cyst story. But everybody, stay blessed. Stay tuned. I'm in pain.